This week on The Week Ahead, Americans for Limited Government's Robert Romano speaks on the bad news about the U.S. financial forecast. Plus, hear from Rep. Marsha Blackburn on controlling big government spending. Welcome to The Week Ahead. I'm Frank McCaffrey. Standard & Poor's, a financial research firm, has downgraded the economic forecast of the United States from stable to negative. This does not translate into good news. In fact, it might lead one to believe that any light at the end of the tunnel is a train. For more on this, we're joined by Americans for Limited Government's Robert Romano. Robert, what role does big government spending have in this?
Everything. Government spending is the only reason we are having this conversation right now. The budget deficit has grown from $160 billion in 2007 to $1.6 trillion today.
Robert, how did the deficit get so out of control so fast?
The reason why this has happened, of course, is we've increased spending by over $1.1 trillion. With relatively the same tax rates, we're seeing about $400 billion less in revenue, and that's solely because of the down economy. What we need to do is grow the economy to get revenues back to where they were in 2007, but we also have to cut about $1 trillion extra spending every single year out of the budget in order to get towards a balanced approach. S&P's downgrade on the outlook of U.S. debt to negative means that a full credit downgrade from our current AAA rated status becomes substantially more likely in the next year or two. So in the context of the 2012 election cycle, the American people have some thinking to do about what approach will lead America towards a balanced budget where we can begin to pay off the national debt. Because the alternative appears to be ever-growing, ever-escalating national debt, $14 trillion today, over $25 trillion by 2021, that can't even be refinanced, let alone ever repaid. S&P is telling the United States that relative to other AAA-rated sovereign debt bonds, that U.S. Treasuries with the ever-escalating national debt and budget deficits, as far as the eye can see, do not match up well. In other words, other nations are being fiscally responsible, and the U.S. is not, nor has it been for quite some time.
Thank you very much, Robert. Tennessee Representative Marsha Blackburn is working with other members of U.S. Congress to cut back on big government spending. She spoke with Americans for Limited Government about her ideas to control the credit card.
I think the American people are really ahead of Washington, D.C. when it comes to the spending issue. The American people have had it. They know with all certainty that they are overtaxed, that this government is overspent. They know that Washington does not have a revenue problem, it has a spending problem.
Tennessee Representative Marsha Blackburn notes that while the people are paying high taxes for big government, they are not really seeing the benefits of its services.
They are so frustrated when they need help from a federal agency and they have to go through a series of prompts and then spend the next 2 hours holding on the line. They want a government that is going to be able to meet the needs that they have.
Blackburn tells us that some members of Congress are working hard to find places to roll back.
We are busy with looking at different directions to handle these reductions, doing it across the board, engaging the agencies and having them help us find those answers.
Perhaps the federal government spending model should be similar to some state government spending models.
Many of our states have used across-the-board spending cuts. Our states have balanced budget amendments. They have to bring that budget under line. They use the across-the-board cut method. I think you're going to see us use kind of a hybrid, some across-the-board cuts as well as some targeted cuts.
And that's all the time we have for The Week Ahead. Please join us again next time. For more on these and other topics, visit netrightdaily.com.